Hi everyone, this is Amore from Margie Pienaar Estates. Today I've got Ulana van Heerden and Krugel with me just to explain a bit about a few aspects. Welcome, Ulana.
Thank you, Amore.
Ulana,
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Quickly just tell me a little bit about your company and what you do.
Happy to. I am from Van Heerden and Krugel Attorneys. We're a firm of attorneys based in Pretoria. I head the conveyancing department with my partner Jacques, who leads the litigation department. We established our firm in 2010. We came from respective different backgrounds and worked so well together that we decided to put together Van Heerden and Krugel Attorneys, and yes, 10 years later, and we're going strong.
Yeah, great. Ulana, I had a few questions from some of my buyers and sellers regarding transactions and where they're at. So I thought I'll just get you to answer a few. The first one that we had was, can I still move during COVID at the end of April if my moving date, occupation date to give over to the seller was on that date? What happens now in this time when we are in COVID and no one can basically move?
Okay, so COVID-19 is an unprecedented, never before experienced situation. And yes, it creates a lot of uncertainty, and especially with situations like this. And the government has done a lot to try and give us some guidance, but yes, there are still aspects that have not been fully described, such as moving, for example. So I'm right to answer your question. Unfortunately, at this stage, moving is not permitted. Especially, if we have to qualify it, moving across province borders will especially not be permitted. But moving at this stage is not permitted. Number one, for everyone's health and safety, it means possibly that I have to come in contact with other people, that I could possibly not adhere to social distancing, and that puts people at unnecessary risk. And further to that, I have to employ people and also put their companies at risk, and moving companies are not operational at this stage. So even if I would like to employ someone to help me to move, that's not going to be possible at the moment. And should I want to try and move myself, you might be in a world of trouble if you get caught. And the risk is not worth it. The risk to your safety is also not worth it at this stage. So no, the short answer, moving is not permitted. Now, if we look at a follow-up, probably is, but what about occupational rent? If I've sold my property, I have to move out. Unfortunately, occupational rent remains a contractual obligation, and you will be required to still pay occupational rent as per your agreement, but you will have to refer to the attorney attending to that transfer and to the seller, and possibly see what can be negotiated.
Okay, great. Okay, so one of the other questions that I also had that you might be able to help us with is, what will happen with my transaction in this time? So for instance, I bought the property, I got the bond from the bank, and it went to the attorney. What happens in this time of COVID where probably the whole world just hit pause? What happens with my transaction? Am I still liable for costs because I'm out of my contract time? Yeah.
Okay, so we've got two scenarios here. The first is, I made an offer on a property and I've already received my bond, I've already applied and my bond was approved. What now? The other situation, I made an offer on a property, now we've got the COVID lockdown, my bond has not been approved yet, we're still in progress. What then? Okay, so let's look at the first scenario. Bond has already been approved. At this moment, everything has kind of come to a slow stop where your bond has been approved. The instruction might not have been sent out to the attorneys yet because the banks are trying to manage their administrative challenges that they have at the moment. So everything will presume after lockdown. What might possibly happen with your bond is the banks might relook at your bond, but again, you'll have to speak to your respective attorney and bank for more information on that. But everything will presume after lockdown. If your contract had specifications about moving dates and it is not possible to adhere to those during lockdown, speak to your attorney and see if you can do an addendum or additional agreements to move those dates, and just make sure that everybody still stays compliant with their contracts in this time. Okay. The other thing is, I made an offer. I have not yet applied for my bond. What now? Okay. My best advice would be speak to your attorney, speak to your agent, make sure that the performance date in your contract is extended to make sure that you will have enough time after lockdown to still apply for your bond. The banks are still processing home loans at this stage, but we know that it's difficult for people maybe to get to banks, get bank statements, get their salary slips from their employers and all the required documents that they might need for their bond applications. So if it's not possible for you to now continue with your bond application, speak to your attorney, make sure your contract is extended, and continue afterwards.
Great. Okay, thank you, Ulana, for your time, and thank you for helping us clarify a bit of the issues that was of concern of most of my clients. So I thank you for your time, and we will definitely do this again. Thank you, Ulana.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Amre. Thanks for having me. Have a good day.
Okay, thanks. Bye.